All right, Raiders, welcome back. Here we are. Let's see where we're at here. We are at day 45, midway ish through the fusion. Just kind of wanted to share what my thoughts were in taking a look at things. First of all, let's see where we are already on our fragments. Currently 35, which will have come. Let me bring this over here from the Spider Tournament, Fire Knight, Champ Training, Dungeon Divers, and our first gear. The items here in green. Now I've took a look ahead, and the items in purple are the ones I'm mostly certain I will be able to finish as a free to play based on the gems that we have, status of the account, just kind of those things. Arena shouldn't be a problem. Ice Column shouldn't be a problem. Dragon shouldn't be a problem. The issue really pops up is gear enhancement in red. That's why they're there. Will I have enough of silver to finish those? And they usually take 15 to 20 million each. Now I finished the first one, but I came into it ultimately with about 15 million silver saved up. Now, currently, I do not have 15 million silver. I have 2.14. And even with the dragon and ultimately ice golem events, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get enough to do all three enhancements. So that's going to be an issue potentially. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get one of the two, which leaves me, I need a total of 25, even if I get these from the Hero's Path and the Champion Chase. So I'm going to move this out of the way here and bring in the Hero's Path. Let me get that real quick. So here's the Hero's Path. And the way I took a look at it is the easiest things I could do is I could go down the left here. That's 18,000 points. And the right is 18,000 points. And then to get these is another 3,000 points. That would give us ultimately 15 more shards. Remember, I need a total of 25, which means I could easily do that in the Champion Chase. At least that's my thought process. Now the question is, do I need these 5? Can I do the other gear enchantment event? And it's going to be close. So I think I'm going to push for this. So I mathed it out over on the left. Here's the points. You can see 18,000 on the left, 18,000 on the right, 3,000 for the middle, because you have to go down both sides in order to get the keys to unlock the middle. We do get 4,500 for free, which I've already spent. And you can see I went right here because I felt like the right side was slightly more valuable for the Epic book for me. And then we did get some 6-star legendary gear given to us as a freebie and through some events that I think I can use this Chaos Order re-roll because some of it wasn't very good. For me, that means 3 Sacreds, 60 Ancients, and 4 Voids. Now, I haven't been pulling any shards except for 110 pull of Ancients that I needed for one of the missions. And then I accidentally clicked, if you remember, one of the Sacreds, and I should have had a 4th one here, which would have made this decision a little easier. So moving this out of the way, I think we're going to go for it. Worst things worst, I fail, and we end up with a bunch of fragments, which will be very disappointing. But, it should kickstart the account either way from not having pulled any shards. So let's start with the fun stuff. I'm going to go ahead and here, if we take a look at this, who's going to progress this account the most? Hey, I have to admit, I think it would be White Queen. The Primal, I'm going to stay White Queen. These, I'm going to go with White Queen as well. That would, for me, be the best. And then on the Voids, since I do have to pull a few, clearly the winner is Sifi on this batch for me. Cardiel's great, and King Narcissus is great, and Venus is probably the last one on this for me. And on my main account, I have Venus. I have everything but Cardiel on this list on my main account, and I'd really like a Cardiel, but just for fun. For my main account, though, I'm pulling for Sifi without a doubt. So here, I think what I'll do before I make a decision, I'm going to put Sifi in for now on the Voids, but I'm going to pull the others, and I would change that if I just happen to get White Queen here. I would absolutely change it to King Narcissus. And I know those were free for everybody. Last year or the year before, if I remember right, and they're great champs. But let's see what we get. Let's start with the legendaries. Well, let's do these here. Let's see what we get. Wish me luck, guys. First pulls here. Man, let's see what we get. Well, Frozen Banshee will be great. She's a good clan boss champ. Nothing special here. Yeah, none of this is knocking my socks off. These will be good fusion items for the champ chase later, which we'll talk about here in a second. Let's hit another 10 pack here. See if we can get something good. For me, if pitiless one. That is pitiful, if I'm being honest. Double Fencer's another Frozen Banshee. So a lot of this is going to end up in my Faction Guardians, guys, which is the first thing we're going to go take a look at as soon as we get done pulling to see what can we do, because obviously our index is going to light up with a bunch of red dots because a lot of this is going to be new and nothing good there. Although Greybeard's all right. Yeah, none of this is knocking my socks off. Come on. Got 30 to go here. See if we can get something good. Hey, Gnarlhorn's great. I think I already have him, though. Hey, Relic Keeper. All right. When we fuse Relic Keeper, clearly he'll go into Faction Guardians. Aethel's a starting champion. Eolfrig's okay. Again, it'll be an upgrade for us. None of this is amazing. Where are we at? I think I got 20 more. Yep. Let's see what we can hit. The interesting part is this will put us at 70 into Mercy, so I would think by the next fusion we're almost guaranteed to get something. Hey, Adriel's actually all right. Again, nothing special. Last 10 here. Will we get lucky? The answer is going to be no. I hope nobody goes into these thinking that at 0.5% they're actually going to get something. You're not going to, in all likelihood. Hey, now Flesh Terror and Gerard the Stone are both good. Hey, Gerard the Stone I ended up having to book up in order to finish Faction Wars way back. So that wasn't horrible. Wasn't horrible. Let's go ahead and pull our 3 Sacreds, and we'll save the Voids for last, because again, if we happen to pull her, then I would absolutely change my Void choices. All right, so 3 legendaries. Here we go. Again, expectation level is 3 epics. Hopefully it'll be good epics, though. Epic number 1. Look at that. Right off the bat. Let's go. Of course, it's Loki. Yeah, he was a free champ. And, this is how these things go. So, life's a bitch. All right, 2 more. That's hilarious. So, the first Lego on the account is from the second shard ever pulled. So we would expect nothing here. Hey, Morag, now that's great because she'll be a Faction Guardian because she's one of the free login champs. So super good there. That'll be good for us in the Dwarves on the Epic Faction Guardians. So that's actually pretty great. And third is a Vogoth. Hey, that's great. Now, again, you guys, I won't use these champs other than the Morag because it is a free guaranteed, but Vogoth is a great progression champ. So again, as this champion or the channel starts to grow, if you guys want me to go ahead and do any of these champions, feel free to leave a comment. I will. And now we got 4 Voids to pull. Now we're really praying for a Sifi, right? That would be amazing. For 4 here, only 4. First one, hey, Bellower. That is awesome. He is a spectacular rare champion, and I will use him 100%. He will guaranteed be the next champion I book on the rare level. Let me just take a second. First of all, in Faction Crypts, he's going to help so much there. 15% there, he'll immediately become the lead. We will take him probably almost immediately to a 3-star Ascension. Decrease attack, decrease defense. Once he gets his book, they're both 100%. That is fabulous. When we book him here, also the decreased speed. Again, these are all attacks all enemies, attacks all enemies. He'll turn into our campaign farmer once we get some better gear. And then again, attacks all enemies and block active skills. I mean, it's only a 20% chance booking to 30, so it's not, These aren't epic and legendary level abilities, but for a rare, he's got to be in the top 3 to 5. I mean, Cold Heart clearly, Apothecary clearly, Painkeeper and Renegade are going to be up there for what they do for clan boss and things. But man, hey, that's a great pull. That's a great pull. All right, let's get 3 more here. That one actually gets me excited. Wow, Stitch Beast is garbage. Let's see what we get here. Come on, man. We would like a Cold Heart. Arbalester, hey, she's part of a fusion. We'll use her there. And one more. And another Bella. Hey, like a guy can't complain. Wow, that's actually really good. I mean, if you go into it expecting rares and you get good rares, that's actually exciting to me. So let's take a peek. Hey, we've been buying Skinners along the way to rank up his skills. So that's good. If I see those, I get them. I'm always looking for the green shards here. Nothing else super exciting, so we'll leave there. Obviously, silver very, very low. Index, light up like a Christmas tree here. We're going to get a lot of them. Gerard, obviously. Now, this is just my OCD. Ealfrig, again, hey, this is nice. It is a speed in all battles. Passive is it removes decreased attacks. So depending on where that is, it's not great. Don't see a lot of that out there. But a turn meter fill and increased attack is great. Of course, we already have that with High Katoon. So, take that for what it's worth. Attacking all enemies, stealing a random buff is good. Continuous heal on allies is good. So he's a good champion. And then again, decrease attack. So what will we do with him? Hard to say. Hard to say. Probably not going to use him right away. Other Christmas trees. I'm not going to go into the rares here until they actually make it in teams. Halberdier is actually not horrible. I've never actually used Risk Harm. And that should be it there. High Elves. Let's see what we got going here. Fencer. I'm just not going to use her. Hopefully we'll see something there. Hey, Adriel, again, actually fairly decent champ. Again, magic ally speed in all battles, 21. We do use a lot of magic, obviously. So there's some potential there. Decreased attack on all enemies is 100% if the chance is critical. So that's actually pretty good. Heals all allies and a reflect damage. So she's pretty good for Fire Knight there. And then decrease accuracy. So she's okay. Not great. Relic Keeper, we're going to end up fusing him, so I won't talk about him until we get to the fusion at the end of the missions here. Actually, not a horrible champ at this stage of the game. And then some rares. We'll talk about them at a later date. Lots of rares. Lots and lots of headsmans. Not great. Take a look here. What did I miss? Oh, Aethel. Hey, Aethel's actually pretty good. On my main account, she was my starter champ. She's obviously not as good as Kale overall, but I did just fine with her. And she looks dope, let's be honest. Red dots here. Dune Strider, nothing really to write home about. I think that's the only dot there. Barbarians. Loki. There's a lot of videos out there. Clearly, he was a free champion late last year when they were doing the Asgardian thing. So you had Thor, him, Odin, and Odin's wife, whose name is escaping me right now. Running him quite a bit. I think the thing that's coolest about him probably is his evade. It's pretty nice. Keeps him alive. I notice in Arena he's kind of hard to deal with. Would be really, really good paired if you have Monkey King. Like if you were able to get him, he's a good pair with Monkey King. To be totally honest, that'd be a great pairing for those of you that have Monkey King. Yeah, this is all garbage. Much, much garbage. Bellower. Very excited about Bellower. In fact, getting 2 of them is pretty big. Lizardmen, Flingers. He's garbage. But he does have the decreased defense. I mean, there's nothing else to say. He's most of the rares ultimately are garbage and won't progress your account. Flesh Terror's got some use. We'll touch on him real quick. And Faction Guardians, hey, attacks all enemies, decreases the duration of all enemy buffs, and increases all the duration of all your buffs on your team. That's super powerful. He's got the heal and another duration of ally buffs. So, I mean, you'll find a ton of use for him. Hydra will be great for him. For us in the beginning, we probably will have to do that. And then, obviously transferring a debuff, that's just okay. But the power is in these two. Decreasing enemy buffs by a turn and increasing debuffs by a turn is fabulous. And then increasing your own buffs and healing, he's actually pretty strong. I think he gets overlooked a lot, by the likes of Krisk. I think everybody will talk about Krisk. And then Gnarlhorn. Love this guy. Still use him, even on my main account in Faction Wars. It sounds crazy, but there's a lot of the missions that ask you to use a rare in Faction Wars. He's great. Puts an unkillable, slaps out provoke and increased defense. He just stays alive. I throw him in regen and make him fast with a little bit of accuracy. He can carry you through Faction Wars, so we'll be using him 100%. He'll be getting booked or getting geared and booked. Orcs, nothing crazy here. Raider and Totem, neither one of them are worth talking about. Undead Hordes, what did we get here? Vogoth. Again, we will take a second here. When we get around to using him, if we use him. Increase accuracy in all battles, fabulous. Passive, when he's attacked, places a leech, helps keep your team alive. If they're already under a provoke, it increases the cooldown of the skill. You can use him in Arena. He heals allies for the 50%, so he'll be good against Bommel. He's really strong against Bommel in Doom Tower. And then, the rest is pretty self-explanatory. Provoke, decreased attack, great skills. And then, again, increasing the duration of a random debuff. That's always good. So that was a great pull. Frozen Banshee is a poisoner. Obviously, we have Kale, but it's something we could look at later. We're so early. I don't really have the gear to make that fly right now. But Arbalester, Fusion Bait, Stitch Beast, absolute trash. Dark Elves, who else did we get here? Judge, he's actually interesting. With each hit has a chance of placing decreased accuracy, decreased speed, decreased attack, and decreased defense. That doesn't sound great, but it's a passive, and he attacks all enemies 2 times, and he fills his turn meter. So Relentless Gear is great on him. And this, there's not a great chance here, but it's 30% for each one. And then, decrease his damage increase 10% for each debuff on the target stacking up to him. So he can actually hit pretty hard. He will absolutely go into our Faction War team. Like him. Not great. Not next level, but he is good. Knights Rev, pitiless one. Mr. T would say, pity the fool. Just not great. This is actually useful, though, the crit rate, so you don't have to go so much. Self-heals whenever he does a critical hit. Attacks all enemies, critical hits, boosts his turn meter. So he can move pretty fast, which just gets him to his A1, which also, so he's just fast. I think ultimately, if you're really looking at it, probably if this is what you had to use, I might throw him in like a provoke set or really a hex set. That's really what we might end up having to do with him. I probably won't use him, even though he would be good at that, especially in Hydra. Grumbler, yeah. Again, Honor Guard. This is all just going to be for Faction Wars. You do what you have to do, and we'll put him in Faction Guardians. Actually, Madman's actually pretty decent. Take a second here. Attacks when enemy, ignores 30% of the target's defense, and ignores block damage and shield. Is he a monster? No. Attacks all enemies, heals him if he's below 50%. So again, semi-useful. And then attacks when enemy has a 50% chance of attacking all other enemies with a second hit, dealing 30% of the damage. And it's always a normal hit, so it can't crit. Again, he's all right. He has some use maybe early in Hydra. Not going to prioritize him. And then Master Butcher, there's some things you can do with him if you want to get bored one day and YouTube Master Butcher. He's got some things you can do with him that are tricky. Not for us. Sadly, we don't have the chance to go with that. Life Taker looks cool. Assassin. and Taniko. Champs I don't use on my main account. Okay? Again, sorry for this, but I can't stand the red dots. All right, so where does that leave us? All right, red dots clear, fabulous. Let's go into Guardian Ring. Let's go to Faction Guardians. See what we can do on these rares. Can we do anything here? Absolutely. That's a win. We like that. High Elves. Oh, this will finish High Elves. Fabulous. Let's do you two, and we'll do you two. And I'll save the other ones because they're fusion. So that's awesome. That just +3 speed. That's great. Filled that out already. Nothing for Sacred Order. How do I know? Oh, I don't. Look at that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's put those in there. Put those in there. We'll put them in where he's going to get used in the near future. So, unfortunately. Barbarians, how did we do here? Nothing. Spectacular. Ogre Tribes. Well, we know it's going to be Bellower. And we know we're going to do 2 of you. And again, this is the best part about pulling all those shards for us. Hey, nice. Skinwalkers. Nope. But you can see we're going to probably fill it up ultimately with just him. And Demon Spawn, already full. Undead, I think we're good here. Yep, pair there. We'll do them, even though she's going to end up in the fusion. We'll pull her back out when that comes around. Dark Elves should be good here. Nope. Wow. Okay. Knights Rev. Here we go. This will be good. Again, this is just for faction war progression, guys. It really makes a difference, and you should absolutely do this. Dwarves, none. All those dwarves, no dupes. Shadowkin, couple there. That'll be good for us. And Sylvan Watchers, I think we're hosed there too. All right, great. So we're done there. Let's go ahead and go into the Dancer's Path here. Let's pick up our shards. The Epic Book we want. We want the Legendary Chaos Ore. We want you. We're going to go you. Come back down this side. Yes, thank you. Chicken, that'll come in handy. Chaos Ore. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then that gives us our 2 keys, and it gives us this. So that's all good. Will we go down this? Man, probably not. We don't really have any voids for the summoning of the shards. You know, we do have, I can get 2250, right? I do have 1 primal, so I could get 4,000 more if we take a look. That's all I have. 1 primal, I only have 2. So really I'm going to get the 1,500, that'd be 3,300. But that, I don't think that'll do a damn thing for us. Oop, events, not tournaments, dingy. 33, that gives 4,100 total. So I could get a piece here. I'll have to consider it. I'm just gonna finish this out over the next couple days, trying to see how we do on artifacts. That's gonna be where we're at. Again, we did finish enchantment gear. Assuming it's gonna be the next thing, we're gonna need to get to 3,000. Twice, guys. Twice is going to be the thing. So ultimately, we're going to really try to focus in on getting some of our gear to 6-star. That's where the points is. It's going to be tough. But we'll cover that when we get there. So that's it for the day, guys. Hopefully that's helpful. Let me throw up our path one more time. This is what we were working on. We have finished all the greens. We believe we're going to get all the purples. You know, the champ training... we'll see what kind of bracket we get. There are 10 additional points there that would spare us from both of these events and really just put this in the hopper and get us a slam dunk. And again, this is the path we just took, right? We went down the right first, saw more value there in the book and the ore. But we said we're going to go for this. So hot damn, we went down the left as well. And we did finish up the middle. This is what we pulled. There's high likelihood you have at least this as well on your account. And if you've been following this at all, best of luck. I think we can get this done. If not, we're going to finish 5 or 10 short, and that will just be, that'll be sad. But we're giving it our best effort as promised. Again, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions or comments, put them in my comment section. Take care.